Morning everybody, welcome to another edition of Marky, a bit like Parky. Today's guest, somebody who's fairly new to the group but has got a fascinating story to tell. All the way from wherever, Melissa Makemson everybody! Yay!
All the way from Braintree.
Yeah. So you can see there. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And thanks for volunteering to put yourself out there. Which
You're welcome.
You told me some weeks ago is one of your goals for 2026.
Yes, it absolutely terrifies me. Public speaking in front of groups, and I thought this year, now I've got to put myself out there and just go for it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this space is all about. Hopefully a nice friendly space with an audience that's right on your side. And I think the ambition is to get right on stage in front of a much bigger audience to put your message out there.
Yes.
But that's for slightly later in the year maybe.
Yeah, start small.
Start small, exactly. So here we are, as small as it gets, here at the King's Arms. So Melissa, tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you grow up? I mean,
Okay, so I have...
start at the very beginning.
I have something on my phone. So a few weeks ago, I was going through my journals, and I come across a page that stopped me in my tracks. And I want to share this because I want to show you where I was to where I am now. So be warned, there's quite a lot of strong language in it. But 10 things I love about myself. Now, I was doing a like a self-love thing to try and help myself. And this is what I stopped myself. Are you ready?
Yeah. Are we ready?
Are you ready? Fuck all. You stupid fucking pathetic invalid. I hate you, you sensitive little cunt. You bore people with your childlike stupid voice and shitty knowledge. No one takes you seriously, you're laughable.
That doesn't sound like a lot of self-love going on.
No.
Melissa.
And so that's what I wanted to share, like that's the kind of place I was at. And that was only like 5-6 years ago. And now it's like completely turned around. And so basically when I was growing up, When I was growing up, I had a lot of rage in me, a lot of anger. I was very shy, didn't like communicating with people or being in social environments. I struggled with relationships, I struggled with friendships, normal relationships, my parents. And then I started drinking, and then when I started drinking, it was good because I had all these walls come down and I was confident I could talk to anyone. But then the rage would come out and I would be very aggressive. I would particularly attack men. And then from there, I kind of started waking up with blackouts and thinking shame and all that kind of stuff. Like, I've got to do something about this. And then I went into like fitness. So I stopped drinking so much. I went into fitness, did bodybuilding, did trapeze, did CrossFit, I've done all sorts, searching for something, searching to fix myself. And then...
Were any of those things in any way helpful, or was it just temporary fixes and then you got bored? Did
Yeah,
you get bored?
I got bored. I got bored very quickly. I would get bored, so I'd do something, I'd start getting really good at it, and then I'd be bored. And then I'd move
Because
on.
you got good at it, or you
Yeah.
just...
Yeah. As soon as I started becoming good at something, I would quit.
Sounds like I'm no
Because then I'd
therapist.
have this
Were you
standard.
fearful of getting
Yeah.
really good?
Yeah, yeah. And then so I did bodybuilding, and that's where I met my partner now. So we've been together nearly 9 years. The first 2 years were great, but then all that darkness started creeping in and I started getting really insecure, and then I started dragging him down, and he actually said to me once, like, I feel more like your carer than your boyfriend. That hurt more than any hangover did. And we nearly broke up. But something in me told me that I was supposed to be with him. And so we met up, and then I said, okay, I'm going to get help. So that's where I started. I started with therapy. And in the therapy, they
So
would...
tell me more about the start of the therapy journey. Did you find someone? Was somebody recommended to you? How did that
So I actually knew someone from my gym. He was a therapist, which I completely surprised about, because he's this big guy, bold, you know, like...
Yeah. No, I don't know why I'm saying that. There's nobody in my life like that at all.
But so he started talking to me, and he said, like, I can see you're lost. And so I started working with him, and he started telling me about his story, like he was a drug addict, and and I just felt really connected with him. So I started going through my story, and then he said, I knew you were lost, but I didn't realise just how lost you were. And then he would say things like, have you been abused at all? And I'd be like, no, not at all. And he would say, like, symptoms of sexual abuse, symptoms of this. and everything was repressed. So I didn't really have many memories of my childhood. Everything was repressed. And then
But looking back now, would you say it was a fairly normal childhood? Did you have brothers, sisters? I mean,
it wasn't.
Was school hard for you? Was it?
School was hard. Yeah, I got bullied sometimes. It'd go through these phases where I'd get really friendly with a popular group, and then every year, once a year, I'd fall out of them, and then the whole school would go against me, and then I'd be like in the toilet on my own, or like going home and avoiding school. What was the other question before that?
I can't remember. So were you here in Essex? Where did you grow up?
Yes, so I've lived here all my life, Braintree.
So which school did you go to?
Alec Hunter.
You went to Alec Hunter?
Yep. It was the worst rated school at the time I was there.
Well, it's quite strange because when I moved back from the States and lived in Great Notley, the rumour was that there are 3 schools in Braintree and Alec Hunter comes 4th.
Yeah.
Right? Because they had such a poor reputation. But now
rough.
That's completely the reverse, I think. Mr. Law. Is it Mr. Law, the head teacher there?
I have no idea.
No
who's
idea.
there now.
Anyway, apparently it's a really good school.
Yeah, but so where was we?
I don't know. So school qualifications, were they of any import? Did the school worry or kind of push you in an academic direction?
Not really. The teachers just didn't really care.
That's probably symptomatic of the reputation they had at the time. So did you go to college after that? Did you go to work?
So I went to work for a little while. I worked in like the Fens and did some like catering with my mum, worked in the Swan in the town, and I did some of that. And then I started working with my dad. So I've done that most of my life.
And that was business?
I was an asbestos surveyor. Yeah, so I did that until like 4 years ago. Removed it as well, but I was fucking miserable. So miserable.
Clive and I have got friends in the asbestos business.
We have.
Yeah. It's just relentless, and there's too much of it in the world.
Yeah, I was miserable, and obviously I was the only young woman in my
industry or sector. Yeah.
I liked the removal of it because I didn't have to socialise with people. But anytime I had to like go and meet clients or be the one that shuts a site down or anything like that, I'd be terrified, absolutely terrified. And I worked for my dad, and I love my dad to bits right now, but we could not work together. It was very like we would be at each other's throats, and there was a point where I was coming home crying my eyes out thinking I can't do this anymore, like I can't work with him, I hate him, all of that kind of stuff.
And presumably he was trying his backside off to make a success of the business, and you felt like that dilemma. It's like his dad's working really hard and I'm not really helping, or I am helping, but...
We had a bit of a rough relationship, but that's all good now.
Yeah.
Where was I? Therapy. So I'd started with therapy, but then it was making me more angry because it was kind of showing me things. And then I got more angry with my parents, got more angry with my past. And then I started going on to all these other different modalities. So I've tried therapy, I've tried breathworks, I've tried ayahuasca, I've tried...
Ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca, so it's a plant medicine.
Oh, okay.
Psychedelic.
Legal, is it?
No, not here anyway. But I saw, I know a shaman, so I went to him and he helped me. But that didn't really help. Like all these things like helped a little bit, but then I'd just go straight back to where I was, feeling like shit, feeling like my mind was against me, feeling like there was no way out, like I was trapped inside my own head. Like I knew my mind was powerful, but it was working against me, not for me. And then anyway, so I kept going on these, and every time I went to these new places, they would all say symptoms of sexual abuse. And then I started coming across something called belief coding, and then memories started popping up. And then I discovered that I was actually sexually abused when I was 6 years old. I already knew who it was from. And then that brought all this anger out, and I was like, but then it called it, I was like, okay, now I can understand where this anger's come from.
And did that help, understanding
it did
the
help.
source?
Yeah, it did help, because it was like, oh, okay, that's why, because I always just thought, why the fuck am I so fucked up? You know? And then, so I did that, and then belief coding started to kind of like show me that if I went back and then fixed it at that point, and it was going really good, and then I trained in it myself, and I was helping other people, and it was getting really, really well, and I was helping these people just transform, but it still wasn't really helping me.
So is there a sliding doors moment? Is there something where everything started to change for the better? Let's focus on...
So that's where I'm going next.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to try and help you get there. Yeah.
So I come across something called the 3 principles. And it's basically an understanding in mind, consciousness and thought. And it shows us where our experience is actually coming from, not the past, not the future, not someone else. And when I started to see where they were pointing at first I was angry. So I was like, yeah, but that's why I'm fucked up. That caused it. And they would say something like, the past doesn't exist. And I'd get like really angry and like, but it does exist. That's why I'm like this. Anyway, I started going, I come away from it. I went back to belief coding, but then there was something in me that just like, there was something true to what they were saying that I couldn't let go of. And so eventually I moved back to it and I really started to listen, and they were talking about how our whole experience is being created by thinking in the moment. That's it. It's that simple. That we are bringing something from the past into the now, and our mind...
And it affects now, the here and now.
Yep.
Which is the only moment we've actually got, right?
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, after I kind of got that, I got insight after insight. I kind of got these amazing insights of consciousness, and I felt this. I can remember this one time I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden I was just hit with this powerful, like, all I can say is love. Just pure love. And I started crying my eyes out. And that was the part like, okay, this is true. And I dropped everything else.
And you couldn't explain that moment?
I couldn't explain. I can't even
find the words. You don't even know where it came from?
No.
Wow. Okay.
And that was the kind of like, okay, I found something here.
So let's spin forward to Lumina, which is the name of your business, right? So when did you set that up?
So I started that about 3 years ago. First 2 years I was doing belief coding. And then about a year ago, I was like, no, I can't do any of that. You don't need to go back to be healed. And then I just started a year ago. And then like last year, I had like 3 amazing clients that come to me. And I helped one. She's in her 50s. She's suffering with bulimia for 30 years. And now she's healed from that. And she's off to Bali. Mm-hmm. I've helped another one that was in her head all the time. The one thing she said, I feel overwhelmingly overwhelmed all the time. Always in my head. I'm always giving to other people. My family mean everything to me, but I don't know who I am. And now she's off singing, she's off going out with friends, she's off her family's, and it's just incredible to see the difference between the two people. And that's just from the simple understanding, just from a few conversations, pointing them to where their experience is actually coming from.
Are there magic words? Are there push button points, if you like, that you know what they are, so you can ask the right questions of these people?
Yeah, we just have a conversation, and I say, where do you think your problem's coming from? And they'll say that, or this person, or that. No, it's coming from your thinking about that person. It's all coming from your thinking. And when people understand that, not at an intellectual level, because you're trying to understand it intellectually, which is why I use metaphor and stories quite often with my clients, because it bypasses the intellect. And once you understand that, you get this insight. You ever had that like aha moment?
Oh yeah.
You know.
Not very often.
Yeah. That's what an insight is. It's like you see something that you didn't see before, and then once you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. That's absolutely true. So what are the aspirations, both professionally and personally, for the next... well, for this year, the TED Talk is kind of...
Speaking.
On your bedroom wall. It's like, this is what I'm going to do.
My goal professionally is to become a ripple effect. I want to help people unlock their own, their prisons. I want to show them where the key is. I want to show them that they are so much more powerful than they can even imagine.
So do you think the world suffers from a lack of imagination in terms of what's possible?
Yes, yeah. And I think everyone suffers from a misunderstanding of where their suffering is actually coming from.
But, okay. And how they can change
just
their current thing, but it's current thinking, isn't it?
Yeah. But you don't need to change your thoughts, because a lot of the modalities that I've done, that's all about trying to control your thinking, control what you're thinking, control how you're acting, control. But when you understand where it's coming from, that it is just a thought, it's like a cloud.
Yeah.
Our innate well-being is intact. It's like the sun in the sky. But the clouds come over and it gets stormy, and we forget
that the sun's still there.
That the sun's still there.
I love that analogy.
And all it is we've got loads of weather in our head.
Oh.
When you understand that, then you don't have to fight with the weather, because you're like, oh, it's just a cloud.
It's just a cloud.
It will move on its own.
Yeah.
But it doesn't move because we get attached to it. And then we get more.
Presumably we think it's permanent. It's never going to stop raining. Or it's never going to stop.
Yeah, because not only are we having the thought, we're having the feeling as well. We're having the sight, sound, smell, touch. Everything comes from that thought. And we think that it's real because that's the experience. It's like having a VR headset on.
They are good. Anyone tried those?
Have you ever tried? And you put a VR headset on and you're on a tightrope and you're like this. Yeah. You know logically that you're not actually on a tightrope, but your body doesn't know the difference.
It is fascinating. It's true. Yeah.
So when we're thinking, it's like we're creating these games for us, and that's what we're going to experience. Two people can have the same situation and have completely different experiences of it.
So would you say you're in a good place now?
Yes.
Or a better place?
I mean, can you tell?
Yeah, I think I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely in a better place.
You haven't sworn for at least 5 minutes.
I think everything else, like my relationships, have done a 180. My relationships with my parents, my relationship with my partner, my relationship with friends, like that is the biggest breakthrough, and no one outside of me changed.
They didn't change, it was
No.
just entirely...
Yes. Because I realised a few months ago, I was with my dad, and he has like major stress levels and computers, and he gets really stressed. And before that would trigger me. So I'd be in a room with him, I'd try and help him, he would start getting and then I would start getting, and we'd be like, eh. And then I was standing there, took a couple minutes, and I realised I'm not reacting. I'm just standing there watching.
You're letting him stress a little bit, but
Yeah.
just allowing it to be.
But I'm realising that it's not affecting me.
Yeah.
Because before I thought he was the one affecting me, but now it's like, oh, I see, it's my thinking about him that's affecting me, not him. So no one can make you feel anything. No one can make you feel sad, no one can make you feel happy. It's an illusion.
You can consciously think something different.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you do for fun, Melissa? What's in...
I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah?
I used to have a motorbike.
Just a 650 Norton with that.
I've done a few sky jumps.
A few?
Yeah, I've done like 3 or 4 of them. My goal before I die, bucket list, is to go wingsuiting.
Wingsuiting?
Wingsuiting.
What is that?
So it's, have you seen like these man in the sky with like the squirrel kind of suits on?
Throw himself up a
But you've got membranes through here, and you form like that, and you've got membranes from here and on there, and you're gliding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Parachuting, but more dangerous.
Yeah. Sounds fairly terminal, but there you go. Is it red squirrel or grey squirrel?
Depends on your sponsor.
yeah, exactly. Anyway.
So yeah.
So adrenaline.
I love adrenaline. I like a good book.
Mm-hmm.
I love movies.
Favourite movie?
Oh God, Meet Joe Black.
Yes,
That's a good
Yeah.
film.
Yes.
I love that movie. Anything action, like I love spy movies. And anything where the person is like really clever, like Jason Bourne, that kind of thing. I love those kinds of movies. I do like Marvel movies.
Right. So you like, if you like, technicality, people working through problems.
Yeah, and the hero's journey.
The hero's journey. Okay. It's always the same, isn't it? Something rubbish happens, and at the end, he solved it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's perfect. Anything else you want to tell the group? Most famous person you've ever met?
I did a survey in Gwyneth Paltrow's, and she was currently at a band with a band member then. I went into their house and did a survey. So I was nosing through all her stuff.
Any asbestos in Gwyneth Paltrow's life?
There was actually, yeah.
There was, exactly.
There was a shed at the back with a cement roof.
Anyway, I think that's been an absolutely fascinating. Thanks very much for
Thank
sharing
you.
everything. Melissa Makemson, everybody.
Thank you. And I'm not even shaking anymore.
Yeah,